I don't know if we're going to be able to do a podcast today, gang.
Oh, we'll be fine.
We'll be.
I was trying to start it with that.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. No, we're good, man. Oh, shoot.
I love the conversations we have before we start.
Yeah.
That
Well,
we cannot air in any
We wouldn't
way.
last long if we wouldn't before we.
I would argue that
We might last longer.
we'd
People are really wondering what we're talking about right now.
probably get cut on some forms of what's the word I'm looking for here? Broadcast, maybe. I don't know.
Media.
Media. Yeah, we'd probably get cut on some, but there's some others that would probably pick us up, and we'd be all right. So to the moon. Be like
Well,
Anyways,
at
that was a fun
Dogecoin.
conversation we just had.
yeah, but
I texted Allison about it. She said, that's aggressive.
well,
Speaking of getting aggressive, when your youngest child is getting married, nobody told me that my wife turned into a.
oh no,
No.
Oh,
it's like
no, no.
Careful.
It's a-
No, I'm not choosing
Use
my
your
word.
words wisely.
A foreman.
Oh,
A foreman, because now she's got lists for everybody to do something. All right, I need this done, this done, this done. Get the attic, get this out. She's like Lou off Caddyshack. What is that there? Well, pick it up. I mean,
so Alicia's turning into Bridezilla on behalf of your daughter.
you say.
I guess that's
Oh, this is your daughter's
my
wedding.
daughter's
I was
wedding.
about to say, it's
Well,
one of them getting married like Russia?
She's cleaning up the nest, getting ready for her and you again.
Yeah, but I mean, Si, I haven't seen nothing like this in 33 years. And look, and I love my wife. She's my best friend. But I'm telling you, like, she's fixated on all these things getting done.
Yeah.
And I think maybe
Is she trying to give your daughter the wedding she didn't have?
Probably.
yeah,
Probably.
surely.
Yeah, probably.
Not only that, but
Yeah.
but also I think that she's fixated on something so that she can get her mind off of everything. Like,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah.
maybe that's
Well,
it.
no, it's a big deal. You've had them for so long, and then all of a sudden they grow up and they get married and leave.
Yeah. Well, nothing can prepare you for
Yeah.
it.
So, and you can't. You there's nothing to get you ready for
I
it.
feel like we need a couch for Phillip to sit on and share his
No,
feelings with us.
no,
Are we doing
man.
okay, man?
I don't know. I'm making it.
I mean, hearing this, I'm kind of thankful for a poopy finger. You know?
There's gonna be a day where they're moving on, getting married.
Yeah. That day will change.
Oh man, good
Yeah.
riddance.
And
You'll
you got that
You'll
coming
look
up too.
fondly back on the memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're staying right here in June of 2025. Just
Yeah.
right in the fun zone.
Yeah. Your daughter too young to even think about that.
Exactly.
Well, no, because you're two kids. What are they? Two now?
Almost. Yeah. Two and how do you do ages? They're not three. They'll be three in October.
well, okay.
That's the way
Yeah.
I do it. You hear all
They're
these
getting
people.
in. They're getting in the fun age.
Carter would call them 2
Well,
and 7
well,
twelfths.
Yeah.
Well, they just come up with stuff that you can't have. You burst out laughing.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's
Yeah. Because it's a 3-ring circus.
Well, we're doing swim lessons right now, so their dialogue with their little swim instructor is one of the funniest things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like, no, I can't like you, Miss Lori. Like, I mean, and she's just smiling. Like, God bless.
But that's
God bless children's swim instructors.
That's
by the
not
way.
Yeah.
swim lessons. That's don't drown lessons.
Yeah. Well, they're swimming. 'Cause
Well,
they, they float. They learn
Which
to
is
float.
important.
Yeah, they floated last year, and then when they got back in the pool, they remembered how to float like instantly. So she's like, "We're gonna start swimming." And so
That's wild.
they're swimming. They swim, float, swim, float, and like all the things. Except for Jackson, he swim like me.
Not very strong.
He needs chest waders. Like he said, you know what? This water stuff, this ain't it, boys.
This
Like,
ain't my strong.
yeah, let's walk in it, but why on earth would we ever swim in it? Like it's too many calories being burnt. No, thank you.
When my kids were babies, guess who taught them how to swim? Corey.
Robertson.
Coach Corey.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she used to do swim
Uh-huh,
lessons
she sure
at
did.
down the street.
Yeah.
At her
Okay,
parents' house.
Mhm.
Corey might have taught me how to swim. Actually,
really.
I think so.
So you graduated from the school of Corey Robertson,
I'm gonna just say that it's true because it's a good story, but I actually believe it is.
the Corey Academy.
I'm 75% positive Corey taught me how to swim.
Whoever taught me how to swim, I need to get my money back.
What?
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I can stay alive, but that's about it. I mean, I can tread water, but that's about as far as we go on swimming.
Mm.
I just don't like it.
Why don't you like swimming? It's a
I
good
don't.
time.
No, I don't like it. I hate it.
I noticed when we were
Hate it.
in the Bahamas, you didn't get out of the boat. You were like, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like it. I don't. I like fishing on the water, and I like duck hunting in the water. That's it. I don't.
Have you ever been to a Great Wolf Lodge?
a water park?
Yeah.
No.
It'll change your mind.
Yeah, I think he will though eventually.
I mean,
That's
I'm
a
sure I
boys.
will, but
It is a grand time.
a water park,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the kids.
man. The first
mean-
Band-Aid I see, I'm gonna die. Like, I'm not a germaphobe, but there's just something
Wait,
about
you might be a germaphobe.
There's just something about everybody all in one deal in the same vat of water that I just don't.
No,
you
that's-
ain't gonna catch you boy in a hot tub either. I ain't Godwin. Like, I'm not gonna sit in there and make soup out of myself.
hold on.
I'm not trying to make a Martin broth.
That
Like,
ain't water. That's more akin to bleach than it is water at a water park. They got to keep that stuff on the up and up.
You hope.
Yeah.
That's your prayer that somebody making $12 an hour is putting the right amount of chemical in there to kill everybody else's stuff.
Martin,
That
quit
might be
ruining
true.
things.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh no, that's why the I don't know what to put in it. Fluoride.
Yeah.
Hey, you go in there. Hey, they just dump it in. Hey, it'll burn your eyeballs.
Oh, chlorine. Yeah, fluoride in your
Oh,
tooth.
right.
That'll burn your teeth off.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I didn't know
yeah.
what we were going with.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
I
know.
love a water park.
Mm.
I went on a cruise one time, had like 2 beverages of some sort, and then I was the only adult in line for that water slide, and it was one of the best days of my life. And then I went and got back in line. Had a
You and
beer.
all the kids.
Yeah, I had a beard down to the middle of my chest, and me and a bunch of 10-year-olds just waiting in line to go down the water slide.
Was that our cruise?
No,
Oh, I
I
about
didn't
to
go
say-
on y'all's cruise. That'd be boring.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a cruise guy.
I'm not. I've reached a stage in life where if I go anywhere, I'm going to be able to walk home
Yeah,
at minimum.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of a captive audience. Yeah,
I ain't getting on no boat where somebody else is in charge of when I get off the boat.
even the first time I went on a cruise, I was like, man, that's awesome. This place is awesome.
Did you
can
ride
get-
the water slide?
No, but you could get pizza or ice cream
Mhm.
24/7, and they had a casino. I was like, okay.
And a water slide.
I never made it to the top deck
The water slide is just as cool as the pizza because the pizza's average at best.
at best, but it was
Yeah.
available 24/7.
Yeah, but hey,
so
if
Feel good.
Yeah.
24/7.
if you had a bad night at the craps table,
Yeah.
you could go take your frustration
All you
out
can
on
eat
a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, the pizza cost you $1,000.
Yeah, and then chase it with an ice cream cone. You know, so
And then
like-
go down a water slide and all your problems are
Of
fixed.
course, this was back when I was bumping around 310 pounds. So I didn't. My main priority was food. That was and dark liquor. Like so,
Liquor.
all the calories, all the
Well,
bad calories. That was
Calories.
definitely BC. So you know.
I noticed Si didn't want to go back on that cruise after he got boxed in for 7 days.
Well, yeah, and they put us on. Well, the problem was they put us on the one end of the ship, but then everything they had us do was on the other
end of the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it
Yeah, that was a
just-
lot of walking.
Hey,
I mean,
Lot
yeah,
of walking.
we walked 20 miles on a
Hey.
freaking boat that week.
yeah,
Like,
that thing ain't little.
no, it was cool though, because talk about another, I mean,
Yeah.
I got to get in a pool on a cruise ship with Phil Robertson, and I don't know how many people we baptized, but I mean, we baptized
Oh, no.
anybody
Yeah.
that wanted to be,
Yeah.
and probably some that didn't want to be that got sucked up in the moment. They got it.
They got caught up in the current.
They got it, buddy. I don't know where they dumped that water, but hopefully somewhere out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, because there were dead people everywhere. So
Phil also didn't go down the water slide. I assume. I just out of curiosity.
No.
I'd like to
we
ask.
weren't with him 24/7. So maybe Phil had a wild streak. Get up about 3 a.m.
Maybe he went and played golf with Willie and then came back and went to the water slide.
Yeah. What would you have done? You just walk downstairs about 3 a.m. Phil's going down the water slide head first. Like, you
Or
just
not
say-
only
I would have
that,
went with him.
I'd have been like, all right. But even if he's like standing in the pizza line waiting to get some, I'd be like, that doesn't look right.
I would have had a really bad video on an iPhone 4. That's what I'd have.
A potato.
You'd have just seen somebody, and you'd have to trust it was him.
That wouldn't be him.
No, not at all.
No.
Si, do you do water slides?
Yeah, I did. I had to do it for the show.
And
Did you?
Si's a thrill seeker.
That's what I'm saying.
And you
Oh.
know that.
That was a tough one on that redneck water park. I busted my eardrum on that thing from the first run of Duck Dynasty when we did that. They had me go off that daggum rope swing, on the excavator arm.
What'd you land wrong?
Yeah, I was 300 pounds. I didn't know where I was going. I had no steering. Gravity 1.
Gravity 1.
9.8 meters per second square going down 1. I had no steering whatsoever. That thing, I landed right on the side of my head. My eardrum went boop. Ooh. You talk about hurt. I said, oh, Lord. And they were like, can you finish it? I was like, well, I don't want to have to do it again. So, yeah, we'll stay right here, buddy.
I already damaged myself.
Yeah. Look, it's 2025. The days of big old leather checkbook wallets are in the past. But you know what's in?
What's in, Martin?
Our friends over at Ridge and the Slim wallet. Look here, I'm going to get this one
How slim
out.
that thing is.
Hey.
Look at there. Look, if you're watching this, look how little that wallet is. Look, and got all the room you need for everything. You can put your cards, you put your cash, put your driver's license, put it all right there in the Ridge wallet.
Throw me that thing.
Just
I'm
to
going to
make
see how
sure
many
you-
cards I can fit in it.
Just
real
make
fast.
sure you got it. There you go.
Watch out, you hit him with it, you'll
No.
knock him
Ever
out.
see that thing?
No, you ain't gonna knock him out because it's made out of aluminum, man. It's lightweight.
Aluminum.
Everybody got their own style, right? They got over 50 colors that you can choose from. And if you need to adjust it to hold more because you like to carry around a big wad of cash, here's your little screwdriver. Make it as big as you need
Make it
to.
as big as they got this
Or
key
as
thing,
little.
too.
Yeah. And they got a deal for your truck keys. So everything
What
can
is
go bloop right up in there. It looks kind of like a Swiss Army knife once you get it loaded.
I really
But
like it.
Ridge has over 100,000 five-star reviews. And everybody, you know what you really hate though? Out of all the things, trust me, I talk from experience on this one, losing your wallet. But you don't have to worry about that anymore because Ridge has the all-new AirTag attachment. So you pop an AirTag in your wallet, check it with your phone, you know exactly where your wallet is at all times. But Ridge isn't just about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. And Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty. Look, they stand behind everything they make. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using code
Duck.
at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use the code,
Duck.
and you're all set. That's ridge.com and use the code.
Duck.
After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them the Duck Call Room guys sent you.
Was that the worst part of Duck Dynasty is having to do things over and over and over and over? Or
I
did it get
mean,
better?
They
No,
got better at
That
it,
was the worst part.
but that was the most
They-
inconvenient
'cause
part.
They made me climb up to that slide. You know, and it was a 25 rungs. Go to the top, slide down. Oh, I'll do it one more time. This time, come head first. You know? And it was just, all right, do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
And what was that thing you were riding in Hawaii that you fell off of?
Oh, the
Paddleboard?
Segway.
Oh.
The Segway.
Oh, the
Segway.
Segway.
Hey, I got cocky. I got where I thought I was good, and you talking about busted. Whoa.
You
That
did.
sucker, hey, I was one like this, and then I was,
Yeah, I don't get how people ride them things or them
No.
one-wheel things and all.
No.
I don't.
no.
Carter hates a Segway. We'll have to have him on and tell you the whole story.
Oh.
But,
Your kids got them little things on two wheels where you just lean one way and the other. They drive them.
Benz can do it. Carter fell off of it, bruised his arm, and now wants to put Segway. When he's president, if you own a Segway, it's getting recalled. So look
Yeah.
out.
Okay. There
When
you
I
go.
was 17, I drove a Segway all throughout Dallas or Austin.
Really?
Yeah, that was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Really?
Boy, that's a sad state of fun in your life if that's it.
Yeah.
Austin and a Segway, best time I ever had.
Segway.
Well, that
I
was-
thought it was great.
That was pretty hicky, huh?
That was 8 years ago. Now he's got a girlfriend. He'd probably argue to change
Okay,
some
at
of
the
that.
time,
That
that was
was-
some of the
there we
most
go.
fun
All
I've
right,
ever
good job. Good job.
yeah, that was. Hey, when's she coming? By the way, isn't it soon?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
July 3rd.
Yeah, we're going to introduce the
All
fine
right.
folk, the fine fans of the Duck Call Room to Hunter's girlfriend when
The
she gets in
vampire.
town. Yeah, the vampire,
Oh.
Buffy, if you will.
I believe she's the opposite of a vampire.
Oh yeah, she's the Slayer. So
So
never
Hunter
mind.
and his girlfriend are gonna do a segment on the show.
She said she's a little scared to do that.
Oh,
but
good.
I,
It'll be a good show then.
I am bringing her in, and I'm just gonna let Martin talk her into it.
No. Well, I'm not very good at that because I've still been trying to get Harry Prophet on here since we started this thing.
Harry ain't coming on here.
I know, but we need him. The folks need
The
Harry.
prophet?
Yes.
What's he going to talk about?
Doesn't matter. You just see him and realize that we have a guy like Harry that works here.
That's a good point.
But I don't know. As he gets, like, he's retiring this year, in theory. He's threatened this before. He's getting more lippy. So I'm really enjoying. This version of Harry.
Hey, he's close to done.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's had enough, boys.
He's had enough.
He's had enough, boys.
Yeah, he's getting a lot more lippy. So
You don't want a lippy accountant either.
Oh, I do. It makes me happy, man. I laugh whenever he pops off in those meetings.
Hold on.
I'm just like,
You're going to get the truth
Well,
there
you
toward
got-
the
you
end.
got-
You know
Well,
what I mean?
we got
Got nothing to lose.
We got that new sign put up outside, and I was standing right there. Somebody said, "Well, Harry, do you like the sign?" He said, "Well, we've already paid the bill, so I guess I have to."
We already paid for it.
He said, and it was expensive. Yeah.
That's why Harry loves the honey hole. We have the same. He's our accountant too, and we have the same broom since 1986.
Yeah.
I caused so many meetings to be broke up. That's it. We're done.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Because I'd say, hey, I'm a little confused. You know, we got a chalkboard there, and here's the problems we got. Okay, and on this side, we got 7 solutions, and we've all agreed. All the so-called experts have agreed that solution number 3 is our best option right now. And I said, and then the only thing that the colonel just said is we got to come back next week for 3 more days. We had all the, even from the United States, they flew over to have this meeting. A bunch of money has been spent on this. And we spent 3 days saying, okay, here's our problems, 5 of them, and here's our solutions. We come up with 7, and everybody's in agreement. All the experts agree that number 3 is their best solution to the problem at this time.
There you go.
You know
and
how
I said, and then when I asked the question, wait a minute, why don't we just implement number 3, and we won't have to come back for 3 more days of this? And the colonel said, hey, that's it in the meeting. We'll reconvene 2 weeks from now for 3 more days.
you know that's a big problem if it's got 7 solutions.
No, there's still only one.
See, I didn't
That's
know.
the government.
I
at its
didn't know.
finest.
Okay, all of them coming from the United States and all over the world, this was their vacation.
Hmm.
So that's why we had another 3 days.
Gotcha.
A fresh group is coming in.
Well, yeah.
They couldn't solve the problem too fast, or they'd stop getting paid.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we can't have a vacation.
That's what I like to call the government and nonprofits, right there. Everybody, I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
that's some of that waste and abuse and fraud.
Si, you wouldn't put up with it, though, when you was
Well,
running
no,
things.
because hey,
That's why he got.
if you've had everybody, all the experts are there, they all say, okay, hey, at this time, the only thing we could do was do number 3. And that's the best option available till we come up with something better. Yeah. Well, implement number 3. Now quit all this politic crap.
That's right,
Oh,
Si.
yeah.
You tell him, Si.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
And hey, needless to say, when I come back to where I actually work, the colonel was waiting on me. He said, "What did you do?" And I said, "I asked a question." He said, "Oh, okay."
You got in trouble a lot for being honest, didn't you?
No. Hey, if I'd have just said, "Hey, oh, that's a great thing. Let's have it. Hey, it's still 3 days, sir. Let's go ahead and make it 7."
Yeah, then he got promoted.
Let's
Yeah.
really waste their time.
Give that man a promotion.
Yeah.
Let's waste their time.
The government.
So yeah, if the man you was talking about is getting lippy, yeah, he's had enough of it.
He's had
My
enough.
my wife actually worked for him at Howard Publishing.
The Prophet?
Yep, back in the day.
That's the problem.
Sure did.
The Prophet. Well, his last name's Prophet. So I just call it.
Good accountant to have.
In my phone, his name is The Prophet.
The Prophet.
Like, that is.
Hey,
I gotta go.
before
talk.
you do anything, check with the prophet.
Yeah, first we got to check with Prophet.
Got to check with the prophet, buddy.
Sounds the same, but spelled different. But it's still Prophet.
I have
HP.
a weird story about Harry.
You do?
No, you
It was
don't.
one. I mean, you guys probably already know this. But one of our like team meetings, I had to sit next to him, and he was telling me we played like one of those weird games they made us play.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Who made you play?
Oh,
it?
no. Time out.
What
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what game are we
A
playing?
team meeting with games?
Is this a Christmas party?
We have team meetings with games.
Where?
here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Si retired, Godwin retired, I quit, and this place lost its edge. That's all I have to say. Team meetings with games. All right,
They're
continue
playing
your
games.
story.
They've seen it on Duck Dynasty,
Yeah.
the revival by now. Trust me.
Have they?
Yeah.
Do you participate?
No. I'm not even in the group me. There's a group me here. No.
I do want to hear about
Harry
and Hunter playing icebreakers together at
Yeah.
a Duck Commander team meeting.
Sorry, Hunter, it went off the rails. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I'm
No,
just offended at the team meeting.
they were trying to make us tell each other like weird stories. So Harry tells me about a time that he used to live on a boathouse on the river.
Oh, yeah.
He had like long flowing hair.
Yeah.
Tracks.
Heck
And
yeah.
after meeting him, I was like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Hippies can't be good
Okay,
at math?
I understand now. They're trying to figure out something for a future episode. So they're playing games. Tell
mean,
me, well, what
hippies-
about this?
Hippies can be good at math. Oh, when Harry told me that the first time, I just looked at him. I said, "Heck yeah, man!
Yeah, he was.
I love it, man. That's awesome. Like you lived on a houseboat because that came up when he got his lake house. I was like, man, what you think about a lake? He's like, well, I lived on a boat. And I was like, really, really.
Really?
I pulled up a chair. I said, do tell.
Yeah, let's have
Harry's
story.
exactly what you would think an accountant would look like, though, is why it's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. You'd have to see him, but he'll never.
No, he's not.
He's not coming through those doors.
No,
So it's unfortunate because he is an absolute delight.
100%.
Arguably, now that everybody's retired, one of my best friends. Well, no, he may be my best friend.
Is
back
Harry your
there.
best friend
Yeah,
that still works here?
a 78-year-old accountant is my. No, he ain't 78.
was
He's
gonna
like
say-
72.
Is he really?
Yeah, 72, I think.
I've known Harry since I was born.
And his birthday's 2 days after mine, so we always have on the day in between, we have pie.
the pie party.
Yeah, me and Harry have pie.
Nice.
So he loves the not just pie place, but that's what we
Not
get
just
is pie.
legit. Which one? Blueberry cream,
No.
banana caramel, or strawberry?
We get a banana caramel and a strawberry, and we have a piece of each other's favorite. Yeah.
Martin, you know what I'm doing this month? I'm hitting reset on everything, and I'm getting back in better shape, and we gonna roll, which means every morning I gotta take 1 scoop of AG1, which I've been doing for years, but I'm buckling down because even if I miss a morning, just the whole day gets thrown off.
Drinking it while it's hot. I know it.
Incorrect. I drink it while it's cold. But now AG1 has leveled up with their AG1 Next Gen. This upgraded formula has been clinically shown to increase healthy gut bacteria by 10 times, and all for the same price of less than $3 a day.
That's cheaper than coffee.
Hey, this thing's been under trials and tribulations, 4 clinical trials. You know you can trust these people. They got more clinically backed formulas that fills common nutrient gaps and supports gut health. Si, how many scoops will do you?
Hey, and you only have to take 1 scoop.
1 scoop is all it takes. Every morning, you're going to feel ready to take on your day. Your immune system's going to be boosted. Everything you need right there in 1 scoop. Now, clinically backed with an advanced formula, this is the perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't yet. We've been drinking AG1 for more than 3 years now, and we're so happy to be partnering with them. So subscribe today to try the next gen of AG1 for less than $3 a day. If you use our link, you're also going to get a free gift with your first order. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/duck to get started with AG1's Next Gen and notice the benefits for yourself. That's drinkag1.com/duck.
Now that I know Ben's love for strawberry pie, we can bring him in on it too.
He's not allowed to have strawberry pie.
He throws up when he has,
That was the most expensive
especially
strawberry
when
pie.
he eats half of it.
That's a long story, Phillip. Tune into the Duck Call Room Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6.
Yeah.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow along.
To catch it all. Phillip, you ever punched an appliance and broke it?
Well, I've thrown stuff down and broke it.
Oh,
A mixer, a microwave. I mean,
I feel better about my washing machine now.
well, my brother put a golf ball. My older brother, when they were playing softball, it was a big thing. You know, Whites Ferry Road had
Microwave softballs. and
Microwave softball.
Now you freeze them, but back in the day, if you microwaved them, pay out.
Okay, so yeah, that's what he was doing. And
so y'all were cheaters.
No, y'all know.
Oh.
I didn't even play.
Okay.
I mean, every once in a while, but
Wait
I
a
wasn't
minute.
like, I didn't play like they did.
All right, wait a minute. Why do you microwave a softball?
Back in the day, the softballs, they changed up the
core.
inside of them or whatever. But if you microwaved them, they would become like a bouncy ball. So when that thing hit the bat, it would travel probably 25% further.
There you go.
So he thought, my brother, Danny, and he's a pretty smart fella, he thought if it works for softballs,
Oh, no.
Softball.
let's try it with a golf ball.
Incorrect.
And let me tell you something. After about 20 minutes there, it blew the door off the hinges. Bam! Whole microwave come down, hanging sideways. The door's blown off. There's rubber all over the kitchen floor. And
He
I'm like,
microwaved a golf for 20 minutes?
well, for however long it took before it exploded. I don't know how long it
Well,
was.
if it was like a turbulata, them things were like liquid filled cores. So it like
Whatever
boiled.
it was,
Like it
blew up,
It
blew the
boiled and
door
blew
off
up.
the microwave.
It boiled. It boiled in there.
And then blew up.
Then
So,
blew up. Yeah.
I did have to
Yeah.
take that
Yeah.
microwave down and throw it away.
I had heard that. Don't put a golf ball in a microwave.
Don't do it.
Where did you hear that?
Well, I'm just telling you. Somebody told me that here's one of them do not do. And I
Don't
said,
ever do that.
what's that? And I said, put a golf ball in a microwave.
I've got to be honest.
Have you ever cut the cover off of one?
Oh well, I haven't done it myself.
I
but
did.
I've
They're
seen,
tough. That's for
I've
sure.
seen where people, have, on a golf course, somebody loses it and then they mow. I've seen them split in half where they were cut. And
Well, no, because hey, you can unroll this sucker.
Oh yeah.
It's a giant rubber band
Yep.
that
yeah,
they've actually rolled into a ball.
yeah. Well, now they got cores in the middle of them that are different, made out of different.
I
stuff.
wish we had a list of the don't ever do's that Si has heard.
I gotta be honest.
Because microwave a golf ball wouldn't have been on mine.
I have never even considered.
Don't ever. He said.
Oh, here's another don't ever do. Don't ever throw a basketball up and hit it with a bat.
Why not?
You'll kill yourself
What?
because it'll hit that basketball and bite right back on you.
Bye-yow. Is that what it sounds like? Bye-yow.
No, I'm serious.
Can you see Si? Bye-yow.
No, because they said swing.
Hold on.
No,
What's
no.
that girl's name?
Because
That,
they said swing hard. Well, I did. And like an idiot, bam, bam. Hit the ball and it bounced right. The bat come back on me. Wham. I look at it and kill myself. The thing kids will do. You talking about mean.
Oh, I'd have loved to see.
Oh,
that.
no. I couldn't see for about 30 minutes.
I do remember
My eyes were crossed and a bloody forehead.
you saying that took me back to being a kid. I had the bright idea one time. Me and my buddy from down the street were inside, and as a kid, you do stupid crap.
Yes.
right? Like looking back on, it, it's like, wow, what an idiot.
Yeah, what's stupid?
But it was kind of like Russian roulette, not with a firearm or anything, but we were standing under the ceiling fan and threw a golf ball into the ceiling fan and like, you can't move. Like, whatever
That's
happens.
right. Whatever happens, you have to have
And
Another
you
don't
we
ever
just,
do.
We just tossed it up into the ceiling fan. Of course, what did hit? The glass table.
Ooh.
oh, I was
Yeah.
TV.
And I just looked and I said,
Oh, move.
I'm a dead man.
I said, there ain't nothing we can say. So I just wore that one. And I got my butt tore up. And I deserved it. I did not.
Don't ever do.
But then I was like, what would we have done if that thing hit us square in the head? Like, we're just
Hold on.
two young, dumb
kill it.
kids.
You know,
Young,
kill it.
dumb males. Just,
No, hey, let's throw this. in
Girls
there.
don't
Let's throw
ever
this
have
in the
these
fan.
stories.
How much stupid stuff did you do with fireworks as a kid?
I've got a couple of bubbles on my back from Roman candles. My brother set the neighbor's woods on fire with fireworks.
Done that.
Fire department came. And then that's the worst one I ever saw. He ran from my father.
Oh,
Wrong move.
And,
Hey,
and by
don't ever do.
hey, I know where you live, and you're gonna come back.
and
Okay, and what do you do?
man, every stride my dad took, he got a little more angry.
Uh-huh.
A little more
You're
angry.
making, you're making me chase you down.
Yeah. And then I got caught up in the collateral damage of it.
I've got
know?
you now.
He said, "Why are you laughing?" And it's,
Oh, hey,
just-
couldn't help it.
Yeah, he had to take it out somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I got a don't ever do. Don't ever, when you turn 13, tell your dad that you're too old for spankings now because you're a teenager.
Yeah.
because you get one right there on the spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Hey, yeah.
Let me
No,
refrain.
Oh,
don't do
really?
that.
Hey, let me repeat something for you right quick.
Oh, man.
I have a don't ever do. It's a bad one.
All right.
So since we're going down don't ever do's that involve getting whooped, I mouthed off to my mom in the church parking lot getting in the car.
Big Jan?
And so she decided to whoop me, but I was bigger than her.
Yeah.
So I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Don't
Nope.
ever.
Nope.
No, because that ain't where it stops.
No, that was fine. You think it's funny? Let me tell yo dad. And then I should have just acted like it hurt.
Oh, I could turn them tears on in a minute.
I should be like, Mom, I'm sorry. Instead, Big Dave got me.
Yeah.
And those were real tears.
Yeah, I could. Oh, yeah, I had that for Mom and for Mama. I let getting about 5 licks in, and I was like, okay, now we can let that tear go to quit, you know. But yeah, I wasn't ever gonna dare say that don't hurt. Like,
I laughed. So
Yeah.
did Jenna. And I was like, why ain't she in trouble? She thought it was funny.
yeah, that's what I got tore up for in Fireworks for laughing at what he's doing to my brother. He said, "Oh, you think that's funny?" Oh.
Well, that we used to have Roman kind of wars.
Yep, I got a couple of them
Oh, yeah.
bubbles on my
Burn-
back.
Yeah, burn.
We would break off. We would do what you did with the golf ball. Break off the stick to a
Kids
bottle
would do-
rocket, and everybody stand in a circle around it. Throw it in the middle.
Hey, kids. would do
Whoever
shit.
moves last is the man.
Wherever you end up.
Look,
huh?
we used to get them big giant matches. It's I mean,
I feel like we're
yeah,
giving kids
stick.
bad ideas.
Look, and hey, we would take a razor blade, split it 4 ways, put some fins in it, and then get the biggest needle we could find and push it in, and we'd have dart wars.
What? What was a bullseye?
Your back. You run around the corner and you hear something, ah!
Don't Ever Do episode is brought to you by things
Hey.
you should never do.
Hey, it was tough around the Robertson hole, so you had to be tough skinned, boys.
Never pour salt on an open sore in your mouth, like an ulcer. Never pour
Did
salt.
you do that?
I didn't, but my cousin from Chicago did because my brother told him it would help it feel
Oh, it'll
better.
heal it. It'll heal it.
Well, let me tell you something. For about 10 minutes, he just run around
Hold on.
screaming and hollering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how would you like to cut your foot halfway in half,
Nope.
the bottom one,
Oh, no.
and then have
Bottom
someone, a nurse, say, "Hey, catch him, boys, and bring him here."
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, that's your aunt.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
That did that? Yeah.
ain't Irene? She's mean as the devil. Hey, she was the same one that she would pinch you with her big toe and the one next to it, and draw blood.
Oh.
But hey, look,
yeah.
Is that
it
possible?
should've- Hey, look, I'm serious. It was Nathan, my nephew.
Oh, poor Nate, dog.
Yeah, he stepped on a broke pint jar, and it broke out and it cut it all the way to the bone, and he was bleeding like a hog. She said, "Catch him, bring him here, boy." She walked in there and grabbed it. It was not Irene. It was God, I can't even think of her name now. Alexander's her last name, but hey, she was a nurse. She went in there and got a table salt, the fine table salt.
Wow.
Look, and hey, you could just fold this thing back. And she just like filling up a ditch.
Oh.
Filled it full and said, "All right, boys." She's about half a comedian anyway. She said, "All right, boys, coming out of the shoot down, turn him loose." He run around. We thought he'd run out of gas, but no, he didn't run out of gas.
Oh, our friends at MyPillow have a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life, and they didn't stop with just making the best pillow. They have created the best bed sheets ever. Ever. They so good, they put the name Dream in them, because you know what you're going to do when you get in there? Get cozy, and you're going to dream.
If they're good enough for Si Robertson, who I don't know if you've heard, fancies a nap,
Yeah.
they're good
Hey,
enough for you.
When it comes to sleep, I am an expert.
Not only do they look great, they feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for all of us, which is crucial for our busy schedules. Look, MyPillow is offering the best deal on their Giza Dreams bed sheets. Any size, any color is just $49.98. Look, that's
Any
right.
size?
Any size.
Any
you can
size, baby.
You can get queens, kings, split kings, cow kings, any size, any color. just $49.98. Order now because when they're gone, they're gone. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you will receive $100 in free digital gifts.
Oh,
So,
good grief.
Hey, that's a good deal.
if you just need one set of sheets, that ain't going to get you to a Hondo, but you know what else you can get while you're there?
Slippies.
You can get some slippers. You can go
Robes.
slipping around, robes.
Pillows.
Get them robes.
And the
boys.
number one cause of dry skin.
House.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That, boys. Hey.
Look, and with the news we shared today, your kids are going to need some sleep,
Bunch of
buddy. So you
time.
better outfit them. They're going to need some sleep because they're going to realize just how much they didn't take advantage of the sleep when they could get it. But no, man, My Pillow, they've been with us for a long time, still with us. We're still with them. All things good. Look, if you want to know more, call 1-800-969-3137. Use the promo code
Duck.
or go to mypillow.com/
Duck.
for the amazing offer of $49.98 on the Giza Dream sheets, any size, any color. That number again is 1-800-969-3137 and use the promo code.
Duck. Jason Robertson was the one that started the Vick VapoRub. He was sitting in the blind one, man, and he's got them bad. Okay.
Tell us how bad.
Yeah, throw him
No,
into the
no,
bus.
no,
Tell us how
hey,
bad Jason's
Well,
hemorrhoids
this
are.
is just from his own words. He
Rat
said,
him
"Hey,
out.
Hey, they're bleeding, they're sore, that's killing me. And I said, hey, I got the cure for you, dude. And Phil got involved in this. I said, hey, get you some Vicks VapoRub. And I said, hey, put it up there, and hey, if they're bleeding, it'll stop the bleeding. If they're hurting, it'll stop the hurting. And Phil said, wait a minute, Vicks VapoRub? That thing has fumes. I said, well, hey, you wouldn't put it in your eyes, idiot. I said, but hey, if I was sitting there squirming like Jace was and talking about how much he's in pain, I said, hey, I'll try anything once. And hey, look.
What's
hey,
I said, get a spoon.
Yeah, don't double dip.
that's right, don't
Get a
double dip.
spoon.
Get a
I will
spoon,
not try
then,
anything
hey,
once.
Hey, take it and put it on your finger, throw the spoon away. Okay?
Get a plastic spoon, save money.
Yeah. I didn't get a plastic spoon. I just got a regular metal one. But I threw that sucker away, because they said, remind me never to use Vicks VapoRub at your house.
Man.
You know what, though? I don't need to be reminded of that. I'm not sharing Vicks VapoRub with anybody.
But I
know where Walgreens is.
Some doctor actually said, yes, that will help hemorrhoids.
Oh, it's on the interwebs.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
And that's one cool thing about duck hunting. Like, we grow a lot of willow trees, and they come up as part of it. And like, you can chew on willow bark, and it's got aspirin in it. So if you get a headache while you're out there, just chew on some willow bark. Like,
You'll see, I didn't know that.
yeah, salicylic
But
acid.
I know the Native Americans,
You sit there and gnaw on
Hey.
it. It'll dull your headache because
them,
aspirin ain't as
uh,
quite as effective as like ibuprofen and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it'll at least dull it where you can get home.
and like tobacco, chewing tobacco.
Mm.
If the wall stings you,
Good for stings.
hey, put it on there and it'll stop the hurt.
Yeah.
Immediately.
We say that,
Also
Or-
good for hemorrhoids.
but, Advil's really cool.
Sometimes you ain't got it, man.
I'm just a guy who
Phil Robertson, this is
I'm a man who believes in.
This is another
Modern
Phil one.
technology.
Phil one had a green BC powder in his pocket at all times if he was out on that land. Not for a headache, but to make a paste out of. But it had to be a green one to put on stings, bites, any of that kind of stuff. And it absolutely worked.
Yeah,
The
it was
first time he did
BC powder, right?
green BC powder.
Well,
Yeah, he would take.
What did he mix it up just with water?
water.
Yeah, he would take
And
like.
if he didn't have water, he'd mix the spit.
Yeah, spit. And
Right.
we were out there cleaning out a duck blind one day. I was with him, and we got ate up by wasps. He said, "Hey!" He said, he said, "We got too many to use all our tobacco on that." He said, "That stuff's expensive." He said, "I got this green BC. Let's just make a paste." And
Yeah.
and we sat there with the water from the duck hole, and made a little paste on the paper, and put it on everywhere we got stung. Unbelievable how well it worked.
Well,
Like I was like, "Huh? Look at here." Who fancied Phil as a backwoods doctor, right?
Hey, he was. He
To be
had,
fair,
he had some wisdom.
Oh, he did. Which told me that he had tried everything while he was out there, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if the blue ones do it or not, but he always said green. He said he would always say, "Bring me some green BC powders," and I'd stop at the gas station and get the whole box of them. But it's been a minute since we've done emails. Hello@duckcallroom.com.
they shine their head.
I don't know if we have anything in there, but we do want to remind you. I know we got. I know we got a bunch of well wishes. I know that. And
Yeah,
we
it's
do-
actually been tough to go through.
Yeah.
Just being honest, because of how many There are. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't really go through them yet.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Been
No.
kind of going through it. But
Well, if you got any
There's-
questions, thoughts, all the
there's
things.
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Legitimately hundreds. Remember Phil, tribute to Phil, Phil,
That's awesome.
question about Phil, condolences, thank you, Phil, my faith, because of Phil. A preacher once said, a tribute to Phil, prayers, praying, thank y'all. Like,
And what a testament!
Hundreds.
What a testament to a man's life, man. And thank y'all. I legitimately thank y'all for sending those. Like,
yeah,
those
no,
will
I'm
be-
going to get through them.
Yeah, those will be really cool to read too, even in, when 5, 10, 15 years from now. Like, because that's the cool thing about all this stuff. It saves forever. So that's a really cool thing. We thank y'all. We do still have the voicemail line, 318-215-6559.
I do have one email.
Is that right, Hunter? 318-215-6559. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Good. Look at there. Still got it. Still got a weird
Well, you gotta
number.
think about it. It's a pretty good legacy. That hey, if you ever come down there and met Phil, you was gonna get the gospel.
Oh.
Oh, I have
He
a,
was not gonna let you leave unless he shared the gospel.
You were going to get
Yep.
the gospel and a meal.
Yeah,
I have a-
It feed you. It
things.
feed you, and then hit you with the gospel.
Yeah.
I have a very regular customer,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a tackle shop junkie, so he goes to all of them. But I saw him the other day. He's walking in the store, and I'm outside. I'm like, "What's up?" And he says, "Hold on, before we go in there." And all of a sudden, there's tears coming to his eyes, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
"This ain't about trick worms, boys."
Yeah.
And he said he listened to our episode about Phil and just how much he was moved. He goes, "I got to tell you a story though." And I was like, "This is crazy." He goes, "I needed a duck call back before Si worked. Like,
Yeah.
it was just Phil down there." He said, "So somebody told me if you go down there, you can buy one from him." So I start driving down there, got me a 6-pack on the way.
Yeah.
And he said, "Show up."
From depending on where you live, that's
This was before that was illegal too. I'm
well,
pretty
back
sure.
in, well, it don't even matter, but back in the day, I'd have called that a 3-beer ride. Yeah.
And he says he gets down there and he sees Phil, talks to him. He's like, "Hey, I need some duck calls." He said, "Well, let me talk to you about something else."
Uh-oh.
He said, "First off, whatever you're doing with these beers, get out of that."
Yeah.
And he said,
Yep.
"And since you listened to me, here's your 3 duck calls." And he just gave them to him
Yeah. Just for listening to the gospel.
just for listening to that. And that dude said, I walked out of there and I was like, that was weird. But he took it and he said he never forgot it. And now, dude's, he's, I don't know. He said he believes, but he's been a Christian for a long time now. But it's all started right there with Phil saying, "Hold up, this is a guy that he's here for duck calls. I'm going to give him something else. And I'm going to give him the duck calls." It's just crazy
Yeah.
how many of those stories I've heard.
Same
in the
way you
past
got
few
Godwin.
days.
Same way you got Godwin. Godwin was going for a duck call.
Yep.
Next thing you know, 20-something years later, Godwin worked for him, did all the things. And
He gave him 3 duck calls and eternal life.
It all started with a duck call.
And when you're sharing the gospel with that many people, I mean, there's no way you can keep up with everybody. You just can't.
no.
You share the gospel and you move on to the next one. But the most upset I ever seen Phil, and I didn't see him upset a lot of times, but I brought a guy down. Phil shared the gospel with him, and the guy got upset because Phil said, "You're going to die, and you're going to go in the ground." And he said, "Hold on now. You don't know when I'm going to die." And him and
Yeah,
Phil
hey,
started arguing about
He
it.
said, "Hey, you're not going to give me this death gift.
Don't put that on me.
Yeah, don't put that on me."
And
Phil said, "Son, hey, it's appointed to man to die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to die." Well, look, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Yeah.
There's a reason they say that about death and taxes.
What was so sad about this story is Philip brought that guy down there. Okay, and I look at it like this. God said, "Okay, I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm
There
going to
you
send
go.
you down there to the river and let this man talk to you." Didn't listen. Hey, 2 weeks later, Philip called Phil and said, "Hey, you know that old boy I brought down there last week?" Phil said, "Yeah, what about it?" He said, "Well, he died the other night. I
Mhm.
stabbed him in a bar."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Phil
just,
said,
Yeah, sometimes you wonder if that's like the good Lord's way of saying, I'm going to give you one more chance to listen to
No.
I don't want you to get here and say, nobody ever told me.
Well, see, I tell
nobody ever told me.
No. I say that when I'm preaching to a lot of people. I say, wait, look, here's what's going to happen. When you stand before Judgment Day, you're not going to have an excuse.
Yeah.
Because God's going to say this. What about the crazy old guy in glasses with a beard that I sent you and he told you about my son?
Yeah.
What he's done in the past, the present, and the future, you're not going to have a leg to stand on. Because the one that I hated the most was me and him went to Oklahoma and went into a sheriff's jail. And him and Matt shared the gospel with him a little bit, and then I was just sitting there watching his reactions to them.
Yeah.
Well, then it became my turn, and I actually said something that the Holy Spirit pricked his heart. Well, he jumps up with his fist doubled up and just got in my face, and next thing I know, there's doors opening everywhere in this room, and some policemen that got nightsticks is fixing to put, whooping on this old boy. And I said, guys, hey.
It's fine.
Settle down. He ain't gonna do nothing. We're good. And I said, calm down, son. I said, dude, hey, here's the deal. I said, that's all I got for you. And I said, but here's the sad thing. I said, I just shared with you your chance at spending eternity with the Almighty. And I said, and then you told me this. Hey, you got all that money. You're a big TV star. You need to hire me a lawyer and give me I said, you're worried about a dollar bill when I gave you the keys to the kingdom of the Almighty of how to get in. You can't even see it unless you believe. And then I said, hey, well, guess what? I said, I'm fixing to leave you, dude. And I said, you need to come to grips with reality. I said, you're a drug dealer. You got caught. You're fixing to do some serious time, 5 years or more. And I said, one of these nights when you're in that 6x6 cell by yourself, these words that I told you are going to ring in your ears. And I said, because, hey, you're finally, the Bible says it best with the prodigal son. He's looking at a bunch of pigs eating slop and he's envious, jealous. And then the Bible says it this way, and then he came to his senses.
Yeah.
I said, son, my prayer for you is, that one night you come to your senses and come to reality with where you're at.
Yeah.
And then do something about it.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Just.
Did you find something scrolling? Email or you ready for Bible verse?
Well, I had a Bible verse about bees chasing people from the Old Testament, but then what Si said kind of reminded me of another one. So I shifted.
Well, before we get out of here, you have one voicemail you got.
I do have an email.
Yeah, let's do one.
I have a good email
just for funsies since we ain't done them.
From a young man named Ethan. Ethan just graduated high school.
That's one of my grandsons.
Congratulations.
Really late in the year, June 9th to graduate high school.
Hey, you never know. They give so many snow days and all these things now. That's right. It ain't.
All right. What advice would you give someone like me who has no idea what to do at this moment for a job or a career? He knows he has plenty of time, but he feels pressure to get employed.
Well,
and he doesn't know what he should do.
That's a good pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Go work.
Here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I did. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I was in college. They all told me, hey, if you don't start studying and you don't make the grade, you're fixed to be drafted and go to Vietnam. Well, I was drafted and went to Vietnam. Hey, if you don't have any idea what you want out of life, join the military for a couple of years.
Yeah, do a 4-year hitch, man.
Okay, let them educate you for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Then, hey, like you may give them 4 years. You may be like me. I gave them 24 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do in life.
I was like that young lady that come in here the other day that you sat down, shared the gospel with. She didn't know what she wanted to do, so she signed up for the Army National Guard, and she was going to basic, and they stopped here on her way going to basic. So, that.
So, look, that's a good 2 years or 4 years, okay, to help you figure out what you want to be or what you want to do.
And then if you do decide college, they'll pay for your college. So
then they'll pay for your college.
GI bills and all that kind of stuff. There's also, just the easiest thing I tell people, like what I did for my first jobs, I wasn't graduated yet. I was still in high school, but I tried a bunch of different things to figure out what I didn't want to do before I landed on what I, not necessarily
Just go
what I
get
did.
something.
Just go do something. I preferred working outside. I landscaped and rode lawnmowers, pulled weeds,
I
put
got
in
better
flower
advice than
beds and like all the things. And I realized I'd much rather work with my brain than my back. So let's use that thing the good Lord put up there and figure out how to make a living using it. But,
I'm a big believer in your local grocery store.
Grocery
'Cause
store.
it's hard work, but
Hey.
it's also air conditioned,
Which
is better than pulling weeds.
'Cause
And
I was
I
just
promise
gonna say-
you they're hiring.
Yeah. Air conditioning is way better than workout in
But if you listen to us, odds are you like being outdoors. So there's probably a sporting goods store close to you. There's probably something there that will interest you. Or again, you may say, "Golly, I don't want to do that." I mean, best thing I ever did was when I interned at the hospital. I always thought I was going to be a doctor. And I walked up in there and I said, "No."
Nope.
I said, "No, I don't
Nope.
care how much money they make. I will be poor. I ain't doing this."
that is a good thing though, like what you said. Find out what you definitely don't want to do.
Yeah, figure out what you don't
Yeah.
want to do
Yeah.
before you
Don't
worried
wanna
about
do that.
figuring out what
Yeah.
you want to do.
Yeah.
And Ethan, I'll tell you, like I told all of my children when they were at that age, seek first the kingdom of God, and all is going to be given to you. You build your relationship with Christ. You need to do that. And then, listen, whatever you do, you're going to have joy, peace, all those things, the comfort of God, no matter what you're doing. And you can find out if it's good. You can find out if you don't like it, if you do like it. But have that relationship. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these other things are going to fall into place.
Yeah. And no matter what job you sign up for, man, do it. Do it to the best. Do it.
Give it all you
What's
got.
Colossians say? Do it like you're working for the Lord,
Yep.
man.
That's right.
Just
Give it
show
all you
up.
got.
The biggest thing is people that employ people about your age.
Yep.
Just be there.
Show up. Just show up.
And we'll literally want to hug you if
Yeah,
you
you
show
just
up.
show up.
Hey, look, that's a big deal what Martin's talking about. Because nowadays, hey, they may work 3 days and then they don't even, no notice, no nothing, they just don't come in.
I legitimately don't even know if I'm that good of an employee, but everybody always loved me because I never didn't show up. And if something crazy happened, I called as soon as I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two things.
Just show up and you'll
Showing
be
up
super successful. It's weird.
and being on time. Their
Yeah.
punctuality punctuality and attendance matter.
I was late twice.
That's
At Super
what,
One, it was
your
early.
boss can depend on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows you're going to show up, and he knows you're willing to learn.
And nowadays, be in the moment. Be present
Yeah.
for what's going on. Don't
Yeah.
be on your cell phone. Don't be on social media. Do something. Like I told one of my kids, if I come to where you're working when he was young and you're not doing something and you're on that phone, I'm going to take care of you myself.
Yeah. There you go. Get him.
Dang.
Well, he was working at Miss K's.
well, no, because
But
hey,
still, do something.
And if
They're
I gotta
paying-
wait on
you're
my
getting
fries,
paid.
Hey,
if I
you're
gotta wait on my
getting paid.
fries, I'm gonna whoop you.
yeah,
Hey, that's right, son.
Do not be on your phone.
All right. Well, send
All
us
right,
that.
Deuteronomy
everybody.
144 is a funny one about being chased by bees, but Romans 10, 14, I think, goes along with what Si was hitting on. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring
the
good
gospel.
news.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'll be bringing good news lately, y'all. Be listening.
Amen. We'll see y'all next time right here in the duck call room. We're out.